the morning heading down the river. So it's pretty low tide this morning, so yeah, need to keep an eye out for logs and stuff and sticks in the water, but yeah, with the high tide all the logs would have got flushed out anyway. But yeah, more than anything just submerged objects, I suppose. Species today is mackerel and trout, so we'll see how we go. There might be a nanny involved, depends on where we're fishing and how the weather turns out. Seemingly yesterday it was still a bit rough and what have you, so yeah, we're just going to play it by ear. Alright. Oh, we're back again. Going to set up the outriggers before start trawling around a reef that's just up in front of us. It's a bit of a rigmarole setting these up, but in a little boat, but it is what it is. They do the job, so yeah, it's pretty much it. This side's all right. It's just this side over here, which is a bit of a fuck around. But anyway. Kind of got it down pat now, but yeah, it's a and a side console. Obviously you can't get up that side, so it is what it is. I don't have any clips on them. I just use just a hoop on the side of the boat and then lock it in with a rope, and that's it. So, on my bigger boat I had Ralston sailing clips on there, so you could run the rope straight through it and it was easy. Trusty Jaguars again. So yeah, pretty much just use the woghead like that. They're easy to rig up. I've just got the pin that goes through the beak with the gar, the swirly bit that tightens over the top of it, and then you just snap the beak off to suit, and then it sits inside there. I always try and give them a little bit of a break their back sort of thing, give them a twist like that so they swim nice. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much how it looks. I've got all sorts of fish on it. I've got marlin, sailfish, dogtooth tuna, wahoo, dolphin fish. Yeah, most of your pelagics, you'll pick up fish we're using these. So. I'll use the heavier ones today. I've got two different types. So one's a bit smaller and one's the heavier one. So it's a fish back there, so I'll just mark them might be a wonky hole around here. So yeah, the smaller one obviously will sit just underneath the surface or skip a little bit, and the bigger one will sit further down, deeper. So. Yeah, but for this morning I'll run the bigger ones and see how we go. Rightio. I just usually put the drag on because it just helps when the line's going out so you don't spool up the reel. About there for the meantime, and then we'll run the other side out. Much what one long, one short corner, so when you turn, it doesn't get all tangled up. Run the port side as the short and the starboard as the long. Try a trusty laser probe. I just run wire on the front of them. Good for the mackerel, easy to keep reasonably tidy in the boat, easy to wind up, and then yeah, so you don't have any breakage really. Every now and then you do, but that's fishing. And I just run that off, spinning right down the centre. That's it. So we'll see how we go. reefs over in the Cook Islands when I was over there, and even Fiji and stuff like that, was, you know, you trawl for a period of time at 6 or 7 knots, and you drop it off, and even just drop it off all to nothing. Let all your bait sink down, as long as you're in deep enough water, and let your bait sink down, and then take off again. It gets the fish a little bit more excited. I've seen that work as well. So yeah, it's the same when you turn, like if you're trawling at 6 knots and then you turn to the port or to the starboard, the fish slows down in the water, and a lot of the time you'll get your strike at that as well at that point. So yeah, it's much of a muchness. Like I said before, it's in other videos, it's a bit like lotto, you know, you've got to be out here to win it, to catch the fish. Same as lotto, you've got to play it to potentially win it. So that's the odds. I'll turn you off for now anyway, and I'll get back to you. We'll just try to keep it running, the boat moving, because I've got the other 2 rods out. So and slowly move off the patch. Decent size. That angelic. At least I've got it. A bit better. Only thing about mackerel is they fucking gonna have to give him a dong, keep that lure away. What I ended up with, nice mackerel, so I'll give him a bleed and put him in a bag. Always put a bit of water in there, gives it a brine effect. With a bit of ice, it should be alright. Solo fishing by yourself, that's the problem. Is I started going around on myself, so over my lines, so nothing's hooked up, so that's all right. It's the main thing. Yep, I'll talk to you a bit later. So we're just going back over that spot again where I hooked that last one. It's sitting on about 5.5 knots and just running. Haven't changed anything apart from I put that lure back out again, which was a Halco deep diver. So it's probably running about 3 meters. So yeah. Few birds working at the moment around, but yeah, so they're obviously chasing tuna and stuff like that. So we're only allowed 3 in Queensland, so 3 Spanish mackerel when they got to be over 750 millimeters or centimeters. Sorry, 75 centimeters, 750 mil. But that's good to come out to target mackerel, and yeah, there's already one in the bag, so happy days. At least a lot calmer than what it was the other day. It was pretty bumpy. But the swell seems to be coming from the south east this morning. So and the wind was coming from the north with a slight, like a northwest sort of thing. So yeah, apparently in the coming days there's a cyclone which is forming up well past Cooktown there, and supposed to, according to Windy, go across the Cape into the Gulf, and then hit somewhere around Borroloola. So, but that all changes. So yeah, hopefully that's the path it does take. But yeah, it is what it is, I suppose. On my spin rod, I just run a Saragossa 25,000 on there, so it's a big reel. Or you also use it for chasing GTs. Not that I'm that much into that sort of stuff, but yeah, if I feel that way inclined, I've got the outfit to do it. Up here, so I'll have a trawl through that. There's probably bait fish and tuna underneath it, but yeah, we'll see how we go. Hopefully there's some mackerel under there. See the bait bubbling up at the surface there, the tuna chasing it. Up in the water, so we're still in 37 metres of water, so maybe yeah, it could be bloody sards around. Yeah, they're all the way around us now. Birds still out there. Wake at the back, try and do a longer arc and turn on your short side, then you're guaranteed that no lines will cross up on you and get tangles. So depends on what you're running as well. If you're running surface baits, you still might get a tangle even with running a short and a long corner. Just depending on how it's jumping around, where the lines are sitting and how close you've got your short and long corner together. So yeah, always keep an eye as you're turning around and make sure that they're not going to interfere with each other. And if they do start to, just pull out of the corner a little bit, go a little bit further out and not as sharp. But I can pretty much guarantee I could turn on a dime and these guys wouldn't cause me a tangle, so which is pretty good. Trawling along, talking a little bit more about the boat. So back in March 2021 I went through the process of getting the hull re-rated. Went to KP Maritime, took a heap of photos of underneath the floor, the back of the transom, everything like that. I pulled my old 60 horsepower off the back, Yamaha 4-stroke, and spoke to Bill's Marine in Cairns and put a brand new 90 4-stroke on the back, 2021 model. So so that was in May last year, 23rd of May. So I've had that on since. Little bit, obviously it's a heavier motor, it's about 46 kilos heavier. A little bit of adjusting. The boat sat differently, rode differently because of the more weight on the back of the boat. So I've had a lot of jerry cans moving around in the boat just to see where it sits better, and I can still get the nose down and cut through the waves if I need to. I think I've got it reasonably well set up now. I've put dual batteries in it like I've explained in other videos. Put a 12 volt or 12 volt to 24 volt charger in the front. That's weight, put a little bit more weight in the front. And I'm looking at putting more tanks in, which I'll probably explain in other videos as well, under the floor when I replace it. So also put a boarding ladder on the back, so in the cooler months we can go out the reef and have a swim. And yeah, so I pretty much most of the time run with an extra 80 litres or more of fuel, just so if it's on good days like today I can go further out. I'm not restricted with fuel. I run a 17 pitch prop on the back of it. They started off with a 15, but I find the 17's just as efficient. I don't use any more fuel. Still getting like 1.3 litres per nautical mile, so it's pretty good going. So yeah, but yeah, just a little bit more about the boat. She's nothing flash, but she's a bit of a battle wagon. Got plenty of scars down the side of it, dents in it, and been up the Cape once or twice. Originally I bought it from over in Darwin, so we've been out through Gun Point and out to Shady Camp quite a lot when I first bought it. Out to Crab Claw Island and out to Bonaparte, and also out of Dundee Beach. So yeah, it's a great little boat. Yeah, I can't fault it for the year. I think they've done really well, you know, like it's a 22-year-old boat really, so yeah, it's great. Alright, I'll talk to you a bit later. So we pulled up sticks at the other place and run another 15 mile up the coast, out to a place called Spitfire Morning Reef area. I'll have a trawl through here and see what happens, and then yeah, depending on weather, yeah, I'll play it by ear really. If it all starts to come up a bit, then I can duck back into the coast quite easy and run along the coast. So all intents and purposes I think it's going to be a northerly again, so which means that I'll be running back with it. And there's a few spots along the coast I can fish as well. So yeah, so other than that, all good. Yeah, it's all fucked up, but anyway, not much action after that first mackerel. So like I said, I moved up 20 mile and then trawling around another reef up here. Yeah, so we'll wait and see. Need a cowboy hat, but it's like the patio. It's the patio hat. We'll call it the patio hat. Seems to do the job. Keeps the sun off the back of my neck, so while I haven't got the shade up, so a little bit easier with this sort of boat to keep the shade down as long as you can. Maybe in the afternoon on the way back in, I'll pull her up, and then it'll make it easier with the sun and everything like that. So, cool. I predicted probably a northerly sort of swell coming down as well now already, so yeah, it'll be good. I'm already up pretty much the top end of where I want to go, so I'll have a trawl around, and then I might do a bit of a bottom fish, try first some trout. I've got one mackerel in the bag, so happy days. I'll put the canopy up now. So yeah, it just gives us a bit more shelter and better for the fish. It's in the esky. And then yeah, I'll run the other rod down the back then, because obviously with the canopy down it covers the rod holder, and it's on that side, that left hand side, that I can keep an eye on it more so. So Yeah, we're just slowly trawling up the coast a little bit further, and then yeah, but nothing as of yet. But I think I'm going to give the trawling a miss in a minute, pack it all up. Haven't had any other action other than seaweed and on lures and what have you, so yeah, try and catch some trout and then slowly head back in. Probably a bit crazy, but I'm going to run a little bit north and then I'll quarter it on the way back in. It'll be on my starboard quarter. So see how we go. So I got one on the jig, the Ryan Moody jig. So see what happens. See it. Taking a bit of line. An Ocean Legacy rod with a fathom reel that I use. So I think it must be decent size, 50-pound braid. We've got the bait still sitting down there as well, so nothing's touched the bait. Heaps of fish on the sounder. Yeah. I believe it's a nanny. Good size. A little jig. As you can see, the jig just fell out, so good size nanny. So thanks Ryan for the jigs, bloody awesome. So that's the size of the jig. And the little hooks, you can still catch a big fish on them. Everyone must have thought to light the bait. They weren't interested in the bait before. So, see what I got on now. So sometimes you need to adapt and change your tactics a bit. Fishing, if the fish aren't there and they're not biting bait, maybe you need to chuck a jig down. Trevally, this one. Maybe not. Yeah. Big bludger trevally. We'll let that one go. He's gone. They're pretty impervious to barra trauma and everything like that, so yeah, I'll get the try another bait down and try the bloody jig again, or maybe I might just try the jig and see what happens. That's just one of Ryan's 80 gram jigs, and we're in 40 metres of water. It's my first nanny on a jig, so pretty happy with that. Slow pitch jigs, so it doesn't really matter how you use them, I reckon, but it's supposed to flutter on the way down. Get them up about 5 metres and drop them back down again. Said I'm more experienced in bottom fishing and game fishing, but jigging is all new to me, so I'll give it a crack anyway. Another drop down and then throw a bait down as well, so So yeah, that's the little reel that caught that big fish. Not much of it really, anything of it. So it's a Penn Fathom 10XNLD. So yeah, back and outfit that one. I'll talk to you next time when we get a fish. I hooked another fish on bait while I was jigging as well. Just left it in Rodney rod holder, like buddy Sam Heisky says. We'll see what it is. Ass Chinaman. They usually hang around with Red Emperor and everything like that. We'll put this bugger back because you can't eat them anyway. They go hard as. Good size. Yep, off he goes. Happy days. Oh. Thought he'd take me. Got his sinker then. Alright, talk to you next time we get a fish. Something else on the jig, but it's down to the surface, so quite like it to valley. Or a mackerel maybe. There's a foul hooked in anyway. The only problem with these jigging reels, they don't have a line guide, so you got to try and buddy guide them all the time. So I wish they'd actually produce one with a line guide. It would make it a whole lot easier. Like I said, just snapped the rod. So yeah, that was the mackerel which just snapped my rod. So anyway, bugger, no more jigging. Shorter jigger. It's a big one. Feels like another nanny. As you can see from this spot, we've got the Chinaman, nanny, mackerel, and a bludger. So, you know, that'll be it now for me. We'll move on. Don't need any more. Let go of the Chinaman, just no take species, and let go of the bloody budget trevally. Oh, that's another Chinaman. As you can see, it's a good size again, but he'll go back. No takeover in Queensland. But I'll probably move on. So, see you next time. Off quite a lot. So we're like 40 to 45 mile up the coast. And yeah, it's calmed off considerably. When I came out here, there was white caps and everything like that, and I wasn't going to stay long, so yeah, it's a lot better than what it was going to be, that's for sure. So I might just have a look around, see if I can find some more ground, and then start heading back in. Well, the birds just took off. They're just sitting in the water, so waiting for their next feed, I suppose. I'd normally live on like Hope Island or out of the sand caves. I think Picadilly was sort of a sand cave, so we're going to head there, have a look. So yeah, but they're all like they're sitting back down again, so yeah, pretty amazing. Back into that reef and have a look around, see if we can find some bottom for some trout, and then pretty much circumnavigate it, and then head back along the coast. So it'll be, yeah, pretty much it will just be powering all the way back along the coast unless we find a wonky hole or something like that. But sitting on 18 knots thereabouts, I can still sound at 18 knots, so that's good. It does make it better with it sitting in the arse a little bit more, so I do trim it up. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I've changed my tactics because it's that nice a day out here. I'm going to trawl around this reef, and then I'll power back in. So we'll see what we get, and I can pick up some new marks and all that sort of stuff. So I haven't got the outriggers out, so it's just straight off the sides and out the back really. So I'm running a skirt, well not a skirt, but a woghead right out the back, and then I'm running a lure on the other side, so just a gold bloody halco. So yeah, I like trawling is you can find more spots. If you zigzag in and out the reef, you'll find more ground. I like trawling in like the 30 to 40 metre, 50 metre mark, because you'll find the wonky holes, 20, 27, 25 metres, you'll find them as well. So it gives you the best option that you can do. So if you trawl in and out the reef, you'll find something that you can mark and then keep for future reference and hopefully catch some fish on. So another tip. So no worries. Talk to you later. See the colour of the reef. That is beautiful, eh? And then just up here we got a sand cave. So when we get closer, I'll get some video footage of that too. Over there. Lovely. It's beautiful scenery, eh? Just in awe every time I come out here and looking back on the coast, and in fact you can actually catch marlin then, like between the shipping channel and the coast. They're not big ones, but you can. So, because I've done it. So yeah, if you want to go catch the big marlin, you've got to go well offshore and everything like that. So, but yeah, doing all this sort of thing, coming up this far up the coast and everything like that, it's all weather dependent, so don't just come up here if it's not safe to do so or it's too rough. Try and think about things, look at the weather, all that sort of stuff, and see where it leads you really. So like today I started off 25 miles south, and that was my plan, and then come back to the coast and fish, and then now I've ended up the other way. So yeah, it's all about thinking about things and weather conditions and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, but here we are, bloody magnificent. So it's like just about a glass off as far as the eye can see. Love to go for a swim in there. It's just aquamarine, beautiful. But thing is around this time of year, so yeah, we'll just call around it, have a look for some ground, and then head on back in. See the colour coming off the marker buoy. It's like a real light blue colour. Lovely. Enough strike, but I don't know whether it's a big one or not, but it's on the surface. Oh, it's got to be a mackerel. Let's hit that gold Calco again. I think it's only small. Size. Put him at the front there, let him do his business. I'll get back. We leave Pickerel up the coast by Cooktown, and we're going to head back down towards Daintree. So fish around Cape Trib, and then yeah, head back in. So not too bad. I'm sitting on 25 knots, heading back in. So yeah, beautiful day out. Up the top of the hill, called Peter Bot. Massive rock. There's Cape Trib Lake there, so we are past that and then home. So maybe an hour before we get to the river. So we're nearly back at Snapper. We're just following the waves in really. So it's been a really good day. Covered a lot of miles, but we got 2 mackerel and a nanny, which was not on the target list, but anyway, that was the way it went. And yeah, see you back at the ramp. So at the end of the day, we ended up obviously back in the Daintree River, but ended up with a nice nanny, a really good mackerel, and then one that's about 780 I reckon. So yeah, he's size, so he went in the bin. But yeah, the nanny's like, he's fucking monstrous. He's a beauty. So yeah, not a bad day. Well, we're back in the river. So yeah, ended up with 2 mackerel, 1 nanny, no trout.